On the Let's Talk television program, we share solutions to real-life problems with real people, showing how faith guides everyone through the storms of life. We talk about tough issues that affect all generations. Our conversations help you learn, grow, and lead. Help us continue with this great work by partnering with us today. Call 905-625-1278, extension 233, or visit letstalkca.org. We look forward to your partnership with us to change lives. Let's Talk, revealing the heart of Christ through engaging media conversations.
Sometimes you walk through life alone, wondering if anyone understands what you are going through, hoping someone will listen and offer a word to make your day. The Church of God of Prophecy offers unconditional love and support, regardless of what you are going through. Visit cogop.ca for a location near you. The Church of God of Prophecy, developing authentic disciples of Christ.
What's the greatest name you know? Just shout Jesus!
Yes, the Church of God of Prophecy in Eastern Canada presents the 57th Biennial National Conference under the theme,
The Best Is Yet to Come.
And this year is part live and part virtual. Live worship at the West End Worship Center and stream directly to your computer, your iPad, your cell phone. Just click and join the worship. Special guest speaker, the General Overseer of the Church of God of Prophecy, Bishop Sam Clemens. And for the youth, Minister Ryan Graham.
And guest psalmist,
pastor and recording artist, Pastor Richard J. Brown, Kingsway Community Life Center. And of course, all hosted by the National Bishop, Bishop Woodroe Thompson and First Lady Pauline Thompson.
3 explosive days.
July 30th to August 1. Call your local leaders now for more information or go to the website cogop.ca. Admission absolutely free. The best is yet to come.
Good evening and welcome to another segment of Let's Talk. I'm your host, Woodroe Thompson, and it's a pleasure to have you join us this evening for this segment. My guest today was born in St. Thomas, Jamaica, but he was raised in the parish of Hanover by his grandmother. He has been happily married for 22 years with 3 boys and 1 daughter. He's a cancer survivor who never asked the question, why me? He's a preaching deacon at Gospel Life Worship Center in Brantford, and he's also a successful businessman, owner and operator of 4 local Tim Hortons in Brantford, Ontario. He was blessed to lead the first Tim's for Good commercial. My guest this evening is Orville Bernard. Welcome to Let's Talk, Orville. Good to have you.
Thanks for having me, Bishop. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Good. You know, as I read your bio, I realized that you and I have something in common. I was born and raised in St. Thomas, Jamaica.
Awesome.
At what age did you move to Hanover?
6 months old.
6 months old. So you don't really know St. Thomas then. Have you gone back to visit?
I did. I think it was a place called Yalis. That's where I was born.
Okay. I know that you're very well. That's my stamping ground.
Yeah.
Now, I've heard a lot of Jamaicans talk about growing up with grandma and their grandmother, and you know, there are some fascinating stories. What was it like growing up with your grandmother in Hanover?
It was a ride. My grandmother, Bishop, is my everything. I wouldn't be who I am today without my grandmother.
Right.
She meant so much that I named my daughter after her. Her name was May Bernard. So that's my daughter's name is May Bernard. But she was a feisty, short woman. She was a lay minister in the Church of God of Prophecy. So yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
So when did you immigrate to Canada, and what was that like?
When I came to Canada, I was 17 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, okay. It was a culture shock. It was a culture shock. But there's a story to that because growing up, I didn't know my mother, Bishop. So when I came to Canada, that was the first time that I actually met her and actually trying to live with her. So it was different.
I can understand, especially at age 17.
Yeah.
So I can really understand. Now, you're a successful businessman. Did you always have a sense for business or a desire for business? And what was the journey like getting into business?
Actually, back to my grandmother, Bishop. My grandmother was one of those lady. I would call her like a hustler.
Wow.
She used to sell at the school, and
Right.
the functions at church, like the conventions and all that stuff. She would bake and sell. So growing with Mama, I didn't have much freedom to do as my friends and my other cousins do, because I have to help her sell.
Right.
So from a very tender age, I've been selling stuff. So
Right.
I think that the business, the exchanging of funds for product and stuff like that came into be from I was a small child. So
Right.
the transition, when I get into high school in Jamaica, I started taking business courses, business
Wow.
subjects and stuff like that. Yeah. So when I came to Canada, I went into college and I took accounting and management.
Right.
Yeah.
So grandma sowed those seeds from a young age.
I definitely, yes, she did.
Right. From your vantage point as a business owner and a businessman, a successful businessman, do you think anyone can do business, or do you think it requires some special skills or abilities, or anyone can do it? What do you think?
I don't think anyone can do business per se.
Right.
It takes a lot of guts,
Right.
a lot of patience,
Right.
and understanding, knowing that a business just doesn't flourish the first day.
Right.
It takes years. So
Right.
and tact. And also you've got to have the passion for what you do.
Right. Right. I totally agree with you. I've seen folks who, to me, there's almost like a call to doing that stuff, to doing business. And if you don't have the skills and abilities, and you're not called, or you have the passion for it, you'll fail at it.
Yes, for
You'll
sure.
fail miserably at it.
For sure. Yeah.
So what advice would you give to someone who is contemplating doing business? What should they be prepared for? How should they go about it if they're contemplating doing business?
Like I said, it has to be something that you want to do and something that you're passionate about.
Right.
Like I told you, I started selling from an early age, and
Right.
then when I came to Canada, my first job was at McDonald's, and
Right.
and working at McDonald's, I spent 23 years at McDonald's.
Wow.
I also and the fact, Bishop, I loved working at McDonald's. I use it as as my platform to learn and understand business.
Right.
And the fact that they had a pretty diverse and intense management program, so I utilized it, and I took it and I ran with it, and I learned everything, how to manage and run business. So with that being said, and with my goal wanting to be a businessman, I embrace everything, the culture that they had, because McDonald's is a successful business.
Correct.
So that being said, I've over the years with them, I've developed into an outstanding manager.
Right. Right.
Making them, proud. I'm proud to say I made them millions and millions of dollars.
Wow.
So there comes a time when I started thinking that, in order for me to achieve my goal and being a businessman, I have to do it for myself, for me.
Right.
And
Right.
I left McDonald's and purchased a gas station. So
Wow.
this just doesn't happen yesterday.
So the reason why I ask these questions is sometimes people come into some money and they say, well, I'm going to do business. No passion for business, just that they figure I have some money, so I'm going to start a business. And so that's why I asked the question, because I know when you're doing your own business, it takes a lot of time and sacrifice, because like you rightfully say, business does not just flourish overnight. There's a lot of time and investment that you have to put into it.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Bishop. Like the point that you just made with coming to some money. So
Yes.
with the money that I've acquired, the profit sharing that I've acquired from McDonald's, I thought that was good enough for me to go purchase this gas station. And I ended up dumping everything into it, Bishop.
Right.
And I almost lost my shirt.
Yes.
I lost everything, and I had to go back to McDonald's.
Yeah. Well, that's another show, because we can also talk about the fact that when you have a passion for it, you may fail at first, but you get up and you keep going. So it's wonderful.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
I know you have several shirts, I'm sure.
Yes, I do.
I want to also talk about, and I know this is sensitive, but I want to talk to you about it because I know there's some viewers who are watching that this will be a blessing to. You're also a cancer survivor.
Yes, I am.
And I want to just get you to share with us how you navigate through that, because that's the scariest thing that I think could happen to to be diagnosed with cancer for any person, whether you're Christian or not. How did you navigate through that difficult time in your life?
Bishop, it's 4 years ago, and
right.
And as a man, I was in bodybuilding. Let's start off with that. So I take very good care of myself.
Right.
So the last thing on my mind was ever to be associated with cancer. Right. So it was just a routine check. Right. And thank God, Bishop, for my wife, because she is on top of health and making sure that I do my regular checkup. So fast forward to the diagnosis, I had cancer. So it was very, very, very prostate cancer for that matter. It was very, very scary, very, very scary. And the thing is, as humans, you would go and research on the internet, and then not only that, but you gravitate towards the worst case scenarios. Right. And that is the scariest part of it. So how I got through it is the support of my wife. Right. She is the backbone. She supported me even when I thought that I was totally down, she was the backbone. She supported me, and we overcame this thing. We beat this thing. Right. Well, before you continue, Orville, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll come back to this. Please stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.
On Let's Talk television program, we share solutions to real-life problems with real people, showing how faith guides everyone through the storms of life. We talk about tough issues that affect all generations. Our conversations help you learn, grow, and lead. Help us continue with this great work by partnering with us today. Call 905-625-1278, extension 233, or visit letstalkca.org. We look forward to your partnership with us to change lives. Let's Talk, revealing the heart of Christ through engaging media conversations.
What's the greatest name you know? Just shout Jesus!
Yes, the Church of God of Prophecy in Eastern Canada presents the 57th Biennial National Conference under the theme
The Best Is Yet to Come.
And this year is part live and part virtual. Live worship at the West End Worship Center and stream directly to your computer, your iPad, your cell phone. Just click and join the worship. Special guest speaker, the General Overseer of the Church of God of Prophecy, Bishop Sam Clements. And for the youth, Minister Ryan Graham.
And guest Thomas.
Pastor and recording artist, Pastor Richard J. Brown, Kingsway Community Life Center. And of course, all hosted by the National Bishop, Bishop Woodroe Thompson and First Lady Pauline Thompson.
3 explosive days.
July 30th to August 1. Call your local leaders now for more information or go to the website cogop.ca. Admission absolutely free. The best is yet to come.
Welcome back to Let's Talk. And if you're just joining us, I'm having a conversation with Orville Bernard. He's a successful businessman, but he's also a cancer survivor. And just before the break, he was sharing with us how he navigated his way through this very difficult time in his life. Orville, you were saying that your wife was instrumental in helping you as you go through this time. How did it impact your 3 sons and your daughter?
Actually, my youngest didn't take it well.
Oh no!
Yeah, even at the day after the operation, he chose to go to school.
Wow.
But my other kids were there. My daughter was But Bishop, the day of the operation was
right.
What was the pinnacle? I call it the pinnacle of my life. When everything changed, and it was actually when I was going down to the OR room on the gurney.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually when I got saved.
That's when you got saved?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Really?
Yeah. Because the thing is, like, I grew up in church with
right.
I remember I got baptized at age 12. So, but
right.
you grew up in church and you came here as a kid and you drift.
Sure.
So on the gurney going down, the scripture, I think it's Mark 8:25, talks about what shall it profit a man to gain the whole world
and lose his own soul.
So that scripture came to mind because I had this I called it my one-on-one with God.
Right.
And I as I put it before, I did not negotiate or ask God to save me or take me out of this.
Right.
I said I know what I have to do, and if it is your will, let it be done. And
right.
And that was the day, and going forward since that, everything was just miraculous.
Wow. Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. That's an amazing testimony. So faith has impacted your life throughout this journey.
Oh, when I after the operation and I was discharged, I came home and I actually literally went to my wife, for permission.
Right.
So I asked her, will you support me if I go back to church?
Right.
And literally she was like, what are you talking about? Of course I'll support you. And I made sure that I got water baptized. And my entire family was there to witness that. Wow.
That's amazing. Now your grandmother would be just thrilled about that.
Mama, she did. This is what she prayed for.
Right.
Yeah.
That is amazing to see how the Lord worked in your life and has been working in your life. You are attending the Brantford Church, and as I mentioned in the bio, you are a preaching deacon.
Yes, sir.
And you continue to serve in that church.
Say that again. I didn't hear you. Cut off for a second.
You're continuing to serve in that church, correct?
Absolutely. I preached last week.
Oh, very good. Very good. I love that. Preaching deacon. I love it. Well, you're a successful businessman, and you are blessed to be chosen to lead the first Tim's for Good commercial. Before we talk about that, we're going to play that commercial for our viewers.
That sounds good.
Across Canada, we have launched Tim's for Good.
Tim's for Good is an initiative to bring positive changes to our food and beverages, planet, people, and communities.
We're on a journey to elevate the quality of our food and beverages.
We're committed to removing 1 billion single-use plastics by the end of the year.
And our coffee is 100% ethically sourced.
Together, we can make small changes that will make a big impact.
Tim's for good.
So tell us about that commercial. How did that come about? What was that like?
It was intense. I was home and I got the call from the office asking me if I would like to participate or to do the commercial, and without question I said yes. And it took 3 days of my time.
Sure.
And it got good review, good feedback, and from that commercial, I was able. The current commercial for Camp Day was also got shot at one of my store also.
Oh, very good.
In Brantford, yeah.
Very good. Well, I'll tell you about what happened to me. I'm sitting at home watching TV one night. The commercial came on, and I'm going, I know him. And it's after that. So I went to YouTube and I pulled it up, and there you were. Yeah, I am so proud of you and excited to see that your business is flourishing the way it has. Now, how has COVID impacted business?
Oh man, it's the good thing, the blessing, I would say, Bishop. I always call it a blessing, is that we as a company, we have a good product.
Right.
So thank God for that. But from a business standpoint, it did impact us huge.
Right.
But I must say, and recognize and be thankful that we got much from the government.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Very good. Very good. Now I want to come back to something we spoke about because I just left it and I want to come back to it.
Sure.
And that is the fact that you're a cancer survivor. We talk about the fact that it was prostate cancer.
Yes.
We know that prostate cancer impacts men of our culture more than any other nationality, and I'm talking about Black men. Some years ago, I was diagnosed with an enlarged prostate, so I know some of the nuances around that. But what do you say to especially Black men who feel like everything is great, they don't get their prostate checked, they're just going along? What would you say to us men about how we take care of ourselves when it comes to prostate?
I would say, and I do it. I'm an advocate. I keep check yourself.
Right.
Check. There are a few guys that I spoke to and I encouraged, and a couple of them were able to catch it early.
Very good.
I'm the kind of guy, Bishop, is that if I see you in the mall and you're a guy and you look approachable, it gives me the window. It gives me the opportunity to go and talk about it and say, listen, I'm a testimony. And there's a lot of stigma to it. There's a lot of stigma to it. And and I can say, a lot of it is not true.
Right.
A lot of it is not true. I won't go into details, but I'm happily married. I think I look good, and just take care of yourself.
Right.
One of the quickest way is the blood test.
Right.
And that's what they caught mine.
Right. Well, I can say from my experience, I've been checking my prostate from my late 30s because my dad had problems with his prostate. Actually, we think he died of prostate cancer. We weren't sure because it was in Jamaica and we didn't get to do the test. But what men needs to know that at least at age 40 and on, the prostate grows and you need to get checked.
Yes.
Because if, as you rightfully say, if you can catch it early, then you can do something about it. And so I would encourage men to do that.
That's actually what took my dad. My dad passed away a couple of years ago, and it was prostate cancer.
Yeah. This is something that impacts our men. I want to move forward now and talk a little bit more about business. What would you attribute to the success of your business?
A good part of it, not because of the product, but also being a good leader.
Right.
Being a good leader, being passionate and the fact that you have to know and be aware that nothing comes easy.
Right.
Nothing comes easy, and the fact that you have to be involved.
Right.
It's you just don't get up and own a business and then you start golfing and taking all these trips and buying all those stuff.
Don't knock golfing. I'm going golfing tomorrow, so don't knock it. I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. I know what you mean.
I don't golf, but you know what I'm saying, Bishop.
Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
It's a lot of people see the final product, and they don't know what goes on behind. Yeah,
most definitely.
Yeah,
and by the way, that's what I was alluding to earlier, that when you're doing business for yourself and when you're not working for someone else, man, it takes tremendous sacrifices.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
And that's why some people give up. They never continue.
Yeah, and when you're working for yourself, you're on call 24/7.
Yes, yes.
You know, it's my wife and I, we get calls. When we had 24 hours at 3 o'clock in the morning, we have to, and we are owners. So it's at the end of the day, it's your livelihood. You're dedicated. You're passionate. And the fact you got to enjoy, Bishop. You got to enjoy what you do.
Yes, I totally agree. Well, we're about to wrap this up. This great conversation. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. But my sense is that there may be someone watching us and listening to us that is struggling with cancer or some other form of sickness, and they're hearing your story. What would you say to them to encourage them not to give up, that there's hope? What would you say to them?
Don't give up.
Right.
Don't give up. I could have gave up. I could have, but at the end of the day, I realized that I have to live for my kids, and we as people, we have to trust the doctors. We have to trust the science, and the thing is, prostate cancer. It's we are in a country that we are so privileged that we have everything at our fingertips. We should take advantage of it.
Yes, yes. And I can attest to that because, like I said, when I went to visit my dad in Jamaica, he was in the hospital. I had to take, and we're from St. Thomas, so you know what I'm talking about. Yes. I had to drive from St. Thomas to Kingston to do some tests to see if it was cancerous. But it was so hot in Jamaica. By the time I got to Kingston, it was impossible. And when I went back to the hospital, my dad passed. So we weren't able to tell whether he had cancer or not. And by the way, he died of septicemia. It's a bacteria in the blood, because while he was in the hospital, they never turned him. And so he developed a bed sore and septicemia. So you're correct. We live in a country where we can take advantage of the many things that are offered to us medically. Well, go ahead, Orville.
No, I was just saying, yes, like I'm pretty sure if my dad was in Canada, we would be having a different conversation as per him. So we're blessed to be in Canada.
Right. Well, Orville, I want to tell you, I'm proud of you. I am happy to see how the Lord is working in your life, and the fact that He's brought you through. You're a cancer survivor. You're a successful businessman, and you're on the television in most of our living rooms, and so that is a blessing. And so my prayers continue to be with you, and I appreciate the fact that your wife was instrumental with you and your children, instrumental in helping you to navigate this time in your life. So God bless you. It was a pleasure having you. Blessings to you and your family.
I appreciate it, Bishop. Thanks for having me. You have a great evening.
God bless.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, folks, I want to thank you for joining us in this segment of Let's Talk. You've heard Orville's story, which is a fascinating story, how he's now a cancer survivor. He's someone who has put his faith and his trust in Jesus Christ. Those of you who are listening to me and you've never trusted Jesus Christ as Savior, I want to let you know He loves you. He has demonstrated His love for you. He died on the cross for you so that you can be forgiven of your sins. And if you cry out to him and accept him by faith, he will transform your life and he will be with you through the difficult times in life. I want to just remind you also that this program is on YouTube. It's in Facebook. Would love for you to go to YouTube and you hit the subscribe button so that we can continue to do what we do. We also would like to encourage you to drop us a note, send us a line, send us a text, whether it's on YouTube, Facebook, or you can go to our website, letstalkca.org. And would love to hear from you. We also need your prayers, but we also need your financial support. And so would like to let you know that you can give to us by way of text to give, or you can do it by way of e-transfer. The e-transfer information is donate@cogop.ca. If it's text to give, it's 289-769-9200. And you can just highlight that for Let's Talk. Or if you want to mail us a check here at the office, 5145 Tompkin Road, Mississauga, Ontario, L4W1P1. And you can also call us here, 905-625-128, extension 233. We appreciate you joining us, and we love the fact that you're always with us. Just one other thing, you have seen us advertising our 57th National Convention Conference. It will be an exciting time of celebration. You can join us online. You can go to our website, cogop.ca, to receive more information, and would be pleased to have you join us in this time of celebration. God bless you. Thank you for joining us. Let's keep talking. See you again next week.
On the Let's Talk television program, we share solutions to real-life problems with real people, showing how faith guides everyone through the storms of life. We talk about tough issues that affect all generations. Our conversations help you learn, grow, and lead. Help us continue with this great work by partnering with us today. Call 905-625-1278, extension 233, or visit letstalkca.org. We look forward to your partnership with us to change lives. Let's Talk, revealing the heart of Christ through engaging media conversations.
What's the greatest name you know? Just shout Jesus!
Yes, the Church of God of Prophecy in Eastern Canada presents the 57th Biennial National Conference under the theme,
The best is yet to come.
And this year is part live and part virtual. Live worship at the West End Worship Center and stream directly to your computer, your iPad, your cell phone. Just click and join the worship. Special guest speaker, the General Overseer of the Church of God of Prophecy, Bishop Sam Clements. And for the youth, Minister Ryan Graham.
And guest psalmist,
pastor and recording artist, Pastor Richard J. Brown, Kingsway Community Life Center. And of course, all hosted by the National Bishop, Bishop Woodroe Thompson and First Lady Pauline Thompson.
3 explosive days.
July 30th to August 1. Call your local leaders now for more information or go to the website cogop.ca. Admission absolutely free. The best is yet to come.
Sometimes you walk through life alone, wondering if anyone understands what you are going through, hoping someone will listen and offer a word to make your day. The Church of God of Prophecy offers unconditional love and support, regardless of what you are going through. Visit cogop.ca for a location near you. The Church of God of Prophecy, developing authentic disciples of Christ.